Good afternoon. My name is Don Huffmeister, and I'm back again to talk a little bit more about the two books I created, the elementary technique for band and the intermediate technique for band. As you remember in the first three videos, if you've watched them, we were up to talking about the playable fingering chart, and the next thing I wanted to talk about was the second page, which lists all of the sounds that children are likely to learn in the first year or year and a half on an instrument. There are 12 sounds. I just call them basic sounds. I extracted them from the basic texts that most kids use or most books that are used in instrumental programs. They follow a certain order, and that's very easy to extract. And so I'll give you a little picture of it. Here's a picture of the clarinet book in the order in which the sounds appear. You'll learn G, F, E, A, then B flat, then C and D, and so across till you get all 12 of them. The nice thing about these sounds is that with the whole band you can just merely ask for sound number 1 and you will get an F concert throughout the whole band. And it also is a good way for you to check to be sure that the kids are picking up what they ought to out of their basic texts, that they really do know all of the sounds. The next line on the page is entitled More Basic Sounds. In reality, they're just the same sounds that were indicated in the first line, but they're reversed now. And so the last sound in the first line was a D flat. The first sound in More Basic Sounds is a C sharp, which means that the students are learning the sounds, the enharmonic sounds also, and I think that's very, very useful. Once they have most of these sounds down, and of course eventually when they have them all down, it'll be possible to play all of the major chords, the minor chords, seventh chords, and diminished chords. And that's done through just a very simple chart. In other words, I asked the band first of all to play the A part, and so they're asked to play a G, the B part is asked to play a B, and the C part is asked to play a D. Thereby, what we actually hear is a G major chord. Neat, huh? Well, you can do that with all of the chords, and so that means that very early in the game, the elementary band is getting the pleasure of hearing chords, and I think that's very, very good for them. And of course, nowadays, because they have so many technical devices that they work on, and they work with their fingers on keyboards and so on, they're very good at catching those little boxes, and you can say play number 1, 4, and 5 in the A part, and their eyes will go across the page very quickly, pick them out, and go up and look on the basic sounds to make certain they got the right ones, and they can play them. So actually you can wind up getting chord progressions like 1-4-1, 1-4-5-1, or whatever you'd happen to want. So those are the two things that are really on this second page, and I think they're very unique. I don't know of any other band method that has something set up like this that you can use very quickly. You can have the students play the sounds like the very first sound and just hold it as a long note, as a whole note. And you can do the same thing with the chords, and you can begin to, if you would like, to play simple rhythm patterns on those notes that you assign. And we'll talk about that more later. One of the things I want to emphasize, though, is that it is very good to always give the students the actual pitch that they're going to play. So if you're asking for that G in the clarinet, you're going to play an F concert. And then when they learn the C concert, you can hear that. When you hear the B flat concert, you can hear this. Actually, you can hear that then in the whole band when you want to, if you use the chart that way. And I think that's very worthwhile. The other part about that is to realize that giving that accurate pitch is a very, very good thing. It's the same way we learn language as little babies in a crib. The mother and father came over the crib and said, Mama, Dada, and so on, and the child picked it up and repeated it very, very accurately. They're doing the same thing here. We want that sound to be pictured orally in their heads as accurate. Okay, I think that's probably enough for today. It's been a pleasure talking with you. And the next section we'll talk about is how you set up the tonalities and get into scales with an elementary band. Thank you very much. Don Huffmeister here.